Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Here is Carsley. She's having a little snack nap. That has been kind of one of our issues lately, actually. She only will nap unless she's with me, nursing or cuddling. She won't do it with my mom, my mother-in-law, my husband, which is kind of hard on everyone because if my mother-in-law is watching her, she doesn't nap hardly because mom's not nursing her. So that's something we're trying to figure out. At the same time, I think she's sleep regressing, so our nights are very, very hard. She was going to bed at 11, which I kind of pushed her to 10, which is still later than I would like, but that's what's happening right now, and that's what we're doing. So I keep trying to take her back to bed at 10, and all of a sudden, that is just not what she wants. As soon as I lay her down, she's crying, screaming, kicking, and she is just not having it. So that is one thing we need to figure out as well. If anyone has any tips on that, that would be super appreciated. I need some tips because I have no idea what I'm doing. The way I'm trying to do it is I kind of wrote down today a new schedule for us. I'm going to try a new routine starting tomorrow on Monday. I don't know what else to do. I'm just going to kind of try and make set naps, set feedings, not really set feedings. I mean, I understand that's going to be kind of whenever she wants it to be, but they're kind of already set now. And I kind of want to like set play times, and I hope that kind of helps us. We also took her out kind of for the first time in a while to a group of friends' house this week to watch the Chiefs game, and she did really good. I was so proud. It's kind of scary for us to tackle stuff like that just because I'm a first-time mom, as you know. And I kind of just get intimidated of bringing her anywhere, like in a group setting where people aren't used to being around a baby. Like, I have not taken her to a restaurant yet because, like, it just makes me nervous because I used to be that person that was like, why would you bring your baby to a restaurant? So I'm trying to not be that person and having a crying baby in the restaurant, but I think we're going to try and do that soon whenever I am ready, I guess. I think she'll do fine. I just need to get out and do it. Today's video, I kind of want to talk about postpartum. I want to talk about my first couple weeks home with Carsley and what I expected and what it really was. And I want to talk about a little bit of depression and where it came from and how I realized I had it. So most moms I've talked to are like really scared about labor. That was never something I was scared of. I just tell myself women have been doing it since the beginning of time, so it's not a big deal. And it really wasn't to me. I think I handled it pretty well. I don't know. But I was terrified to go home. Like, I had a panic attack when I was leaving the hospital. I was just like, I don't think I'm ready. Especially in that last, where they kind of are like going over a lot of things with you in the very end. It was just really overwhelming. I was like, oh my gosh, I do not think I can do this. Plus all the hormones just kind of got a hold of me. We get home and sure enough, she wanted to start cluster feeding right off the bat, which people don't realize that breastfeeding is not just feeding. I think it's a lot of a comfort thing. So she was in a new place. She's not in mommy's tummy anymore. She wants to be close to mommy. So we got a cluster feed. As painful as it was, I mean, she cluster fed for 10 hours straight, 3 nights in a row the first week. So I was bleeding. It was seriously terrible, but it's all I could do to get her comforted. And honestly, that way kind of got her schedule fixed. Like, she would sleep during the day and be up all night. But since I was up with her anyways, cluster feeding, when I would hold her, she would sleep. So I was sitting in my recliner in my living room every night for the first month, it felt like, and I would hold her and she would sleep. So it took me about 2 to 3 days to get her switched to being awake all day and asleep all night. And really, she was a good sleeper all along until now. Like, that's why I don't know what to do, because really she would only wake up, like, she would nurse at 11. She would nurse at 3, and then we'd wake up at 8, and it would be fine. Or she'd even sleep till 10 a.m. sometimes. So that's why I'm just like, I don't know what to do. So please reach out and give me some tips. Anyways, the first few weeks, you really need to let your family help you. That is what saved me, because like I said, I wasn't sleeping because I wanted to make sure she was asleep safely and breathing. Since I was holding her, that's not a safe way to let your baby sleep. Even though I had the outlet, that just wasn't enough for my brain, I guess. I just needed to watch her breathe. So my mom would come over almost every day, I think the first week, and she would let me sleep for, I think, 2 to 3 hours, because that's how long I could go without breastfeeding. So I would feed her, go sleep, and then wake up and feed her. And like, that was just life changing. 3 hours of sleep does wonders in those first few weeks. And I was very grateful for my mom to do that, because I couldn't sleep unless I knew somebody was watching her breathe, basically. I got over that. Probably it took me 3 weeks, honestly. It took me a while to just let her go and know that she's going to be okay. So those first few weeks of me just sitting in the recliner at night in the dark by myself with a baby who's either fussy or hurting me by cluster feeding kind of sent me into a depression. And it took me a while to realize that I was depressed, because before I had her, I always was like, I'm not going to get depressed. I'm just going to tell myself I'm happy and not be depressed. That is not how depression works. And it took me living through it to realize that. I was a very angry mother. I wasn't emotional. I wasn't sad. I was angry. I would get mad that she was crying. I was resenting my husband because he could leave the house and go to work, because if you know me, I like to work. I like manual labor. I like to get out of the house. My whole pregnancy, I was helping my husband work cattle, or not work cattle, but I would be there and I would help him feed the sheep and all these things, like taking care of baby lambs, because I like doing it. I just didn't get to carry the water buckets or, work the cattle, because that's dangerous. But I was there every single day. And now all of a sudden I'm in this dark living room by myself 13 hours a day, and then all day with the light on too. I mean, it was hard. So I think that that's what really got me. And I think that breastfeeding didn't help either, because I was in a lot of pain. We were struggling with her latch. I was struggling with the fact that I had to be sitting down every 2 hours for 45 minutes. That really got to me, because like, while I'm doing that, I'm like, I need to be doing laundry. I need to be making dinner, stuff like that. I just am not someone who can relax. And I think that that's what was the hardest thing for me, was to realize, like, she's a baby. You need to be holding her. Take this all in. You're going to miss it one day. And I finally have got over that. And I realized, like, I just need to be cuddling this sweet thing and just be happy about it, because one of these days I'm not going to have that anymore. And it took me like 6 weeks to realize that I was depressed. So I finally, at my 6-week postpartum checkup, I told my doctor, and she got me prescribed to Zoloft, a really light dose. I asked for a light dose because I'm never really a person that like just takes Tylenol or anything like that anyways. So I just needed a lighter dose. And honestly, it helped me almost immediately. I was like, this is who I am. I was meant to be a mom. I am a happy mom. I do love my baby. I never thought I didn't love my baby, but I was upset with her a lot more often than I should have been. And I hate that. I think about it every day, and I wish I would have talked to my doctor sooner. So if you are feeling any sort of differently than yourself, talk to your doctor, because it will help you. And I am now 4 months postpartum, and I had 3 months worth of the medicine, and I stopped taking the last dose. I have it in my house, and I probably, like today was a hard day because last night she was up all night, so I was kind of in a grumpy mood. So I was like, I'll just take one. So I just take one probably once a week now. So I didn't go from completely one every day to none. And that kind of worked for me. But yeah, reach out to your doctor. Message me if you want to. I can talk to you about it. But if you are feeling different, just admit to it. It's okay. It's a normal thing. I'm a normal person now. It just was it's that 4th trimester. Look up 4th trimester. It is a real thing. And understanding that might help too. Someone told me to look that up, and I was like, yes, this is exactly what this is. I mean, this makes sense. It all makes sense now. Thanks for watching my video. Please reach out to me if you want to. Comment, subscribe, and like this video. And thanks so much again.